you're talking about someone who's got England experience. So for me to come and tell him I disagree and someone should be playing with this formation and he's rubbish and you're wrong, it's wild.
How did you get to work with Rio Ferdinand?
Oh, mate, I've never been asked that one before. No, to be fair, I started up something called Cheeky Sport, which was like a platform, content creation platform, YouTube, the whole lot. 2014 now, actually. And as the years, and then I started doing it with my friends. And I had friends that are doing really well. Some of them are still in the industry right now. Some of them are in music. Some of them are in tech. But we started doing YouTube and literally like built the reputation up with the company Cheeky Sport, and not only in front of camera stuff but behind the camera stuff. Like giving nuggets to companies, brands, and just building good relationships. And then anyway, as the years have gone on, in 2018. By this time, we already had like a massive buzz. We're doing really well. And I had a shoot with a bunch of YouTuber friends at St. George's Park. And we also had the shoot with Rio and Rashford. So by then, I think Rio had already seen a bunch of our stuff flying here and on socials, because he really does keep himself tapped into socials. That's the thing about him. So I remember after the shoot was done and we did a really good job, we connected really well, really funny content. I said to him, hey man, listen, like I've got some stuff. I do the stuff at Cheeky Sport. He's like, yeah, I've seen your stuff. And then I said, listen, that Channel 5, like that you've got, I used to really like watching it before, and I used to see clips of it like when I was at uni and stuff. And then I said, no, I really think, I would love to do some stuff over there. I don't know what it is.
It's all a hobby at this point.
No, I was already full-time by this, because I skipped a lot of the story. So 2014 to 2018 is like a different lifetime.
Yeah.
So, and then he was just like, all right, cool, no worries. We'll just stay in touch with Chris, who we met through.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll just meet Chris maybe a couple times a year or whatever, just stay in touch, He was also just keeping his eye on what's going on. And then next thing if let's just say Rio needed some help with some stuff, I'll just help out. And because it's like, bro, this is your idol, one of your idols, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even a United fan, but growing up, there's some players that you just love in it. And I always thought that Rio just got it. I always felt like he got the culture. Like, I'm massive on culture. Like, he just got it. And I thought, yes, like, this is sick. So just stayed in touch, just formed that good relationship. And then when lockdown came, he was probably at home bored or whatever. Or he thought, he was just like, right, I want to start a project, a podcast or something on the channel. I was like, oh, sick. I didn't even know I was going to be in it, if I'm honest with you. I just kind of like went there and I was happy to help. I said, yeah, you might want to get Stephen Howson because he's a bit polarizing, but, I did like so they invited me to the studio and I just looked through like their YouTube and simple stuff. And I said, you might want to get this person. He's Man United fan, really good fan base. I know him. We had a little promise as well that if one of us got a really good opportunity, we'll, utilize each other, not just as friends, but we've all got skills. So we'll bring each other in. And I kept to my side of the bargain, Stephen Howson. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, like I was just watching Arsenal, so I needed to kind of like get back into it with like football, as mad as it sounds. And then
watching everything
as the years went on, after the Euros, we did a good job during Euro 2020, even though it was done in 2021, and then literally just started forming the relationship and building the community and the culture, and Vibe with Five was born.
So you're up to 1 million subscribers on the channel now.
Yeah,
right?
Rio's it's called Rio Presents, Rio Ferdinand Presents.
Did it change its name recently?
Yeah, recently. It's now Rio Ferdinand.
What was the idea behind that?
I think it's more to do with searchability.
Yes, if you're searching Rio Ferdinand.
If you're searching Rio Ferdinand, you're probably more likely to find things than Five. And I don't know, I guess maybe from a commercial perspective, it probably makes more sense, innit? Like,
yeah.
So we literally were just growing it. And now it's like he's like ahead of the game now, isn't he? Because there's not like him and Gary Neville, and obviously the Stick to Football guys as well. And those guys are the ones that are really, no offense to anyone else, from what I can think of off the top of my head, they're the ones that I think of when I think of places to come and digest football content.
And so are you still remaining on the podcast now?
Yeah. So I do, because there's 3 strands. There's Rio Meets, where it's Rio meeting the players. So Cristiano, David Beckham, Van Dijk, Jorginho, they're already filmed, right? And then you've got Rio Ferdinand Presents, which is where I'm on every Monday. So it'll be me, Rio, and an alternating
How many episodes
guest.
are you up to on that?
3, because we've just come back from the new season.
Yeah.
So I think, was I even in the first week's one? I think I was still on holiday for that one, actually. But we had Owen Hargreaves. Sorry, Peter Kenyon, who worked at Chelsea and Manchester United. And then we had Owen Hargreaves the week before. And then this week just gone, we had Jody Morris, who's also really good mates with Rio as well. And he had a really good career for, especially come through at Chelsea, did well at Leeds, and Frank Lampard's assistant coach. So yeah, really good people.
How do you find the podcast? What's that like in comparison to building just a YouTube channel?
I think the pod, just having a chat about the topics and what we agree on, what we don't agree on, and that usually happens during the course of the week. And then when you come on a Monday, it all just comes out. Like you said this, like no, you didn't. Like yes, and that is what brings us close to the people, especially Rio. For people who might not be able to like interact with him that much, it makes you feel like he's one of us.
Yeah.
That's chatting with the fans, and we're just arguing because he cares about arguments just as much as we care about arguments. Sometimes even more. And the wicked thing is, we have a culture where we don't just have to disagree to agree with each other. Like, mate, you're talking about someone who's got England experience. So for me to come and tell him I disagree and someone should be playing with this formation and he's rubbish and you're wrong, it's wild. But that's the good thing about the atmosphere that's been created. And you want to keep that because
a lot of your content is just like, it's fun, isn't it? Like you can see how well like you got like synergy between even just the guests and stuff you got on. Like it's proper like the football changing room like banter. Yeah, and you just have it in front of the camera.
Mate, I guess it's
that's probably one of the reasons why it's probably done really well.
Yeah, because if you're just going, I agree with everyone, it's not about, you're not there to disrespect people. But then sometimes you can have your own opinion.
Any heated stuff on the camera?